Hello there. Welcome to another very special episode of Electric Sheep. It is our 148 subscriber special, and I just want to thank you all for contributing. We're all in this together. So, without any further delay, here is a story that you could argue isn't fictional, but isn't based on any real facts or events. Maybe some mention of a culture that does exist, but yeah, yeah. This is just a little commentary, a little artistic flair on the great enemy all Canadians know, and that Canadian enemy is the snow. And that is the name of our story, The Snow.
The snow. The snow is brutal. It is unfeeling. It does not hate you because hate would require acknowledgement. The snow does not acknowledge mankind at all. It comes whether you are ready or not. Mankind has adapted to it again and again. Hides stripped from beasts, stitched with frozen fingers, furs layered upon furs, then canvas, then synthetics, then modern snow pants with price tags that promise survival. All of it is an argument with the cold. All of it is a negotiation with something that does not negotiate. The Inuit have many names for snow. Outsiders like to call this poetry. It is not poetry. It is intelligence. An alien species raised entirely in war would have many words for violence: ambush, slaughter, skirmish, annihilation, because each kind of violence kills you in a different way. Snow is the same. Falling snow, packed snow, cutting snow, wet snow that steals heat, dry snow that blinds, snow that carries sound and snow that swallows it, snow that forgives mistakes and snow that remembers them forever. The people of the snow know their enemy because their enemy is also their world. Most days, it is impossible to tell where one ends and the other begins. Inuit snowsuits made of seal skin compete with, perhaps surpass, the most expensive store-bought armor big stores can sell. They breathe, they bend, they insulate without lying about it. They are not just fashion. They are survival refined by centuries of losses. My people rarely wear shoes to walk above the snow. We walk on it. We push the snow and push through it. We move with care because the ground is a trap wearing white. Our real labor is not walking. It is shoveling, digging, clearing, fighting gravity and accumulation and time itself. The great white enemy does not need to attack you directly. It simply arrives faster than you can remove it. You shovel, it falls. You shovel again, it falls harder. Sometimes you look away for an hour, and the work you did no longer exists. Not damaged, not undone, erased. The snow has no memory of your effort. That is what makes it relentless. So I become relentless in return. I imagine winter never ending, snow infinite, storm after storm after storm, burying roofs, swallowing roads, sealing doors like tombs. I imagine mankind reduced again to fires and furs, to breath frosting the air, to the simple question of whether you will wake up warm or not at all. I imagine the snow winning, not in one great catastrophe, but patiently, quietly, the way it always tries. And then eventually, the great enemy retreats. For a few months, it loosens its grip. Grass reappears, pavement breathes. We forget how heavy the world can be when it presses down from above. We call it summer. We call it peace. But the people of the snow know better. The monster does not die. It only waits. And it will return. The great white silence, the ancient pressure, the brutal, unfeeling thing that teaches us endurance, whether we want the lesson or not. The snow.
Well, I really liked how this turned out, but ChatGPT really did change my words quite a bit to the point where I had to go back and tweak a few things. Like there was mention of armor bought in big stores, referring to, your more mass-produced equipment for fighting the snow, for facing the snow. But instead of big stores, ChatGPT said as good or better than civilization could sell. And I don't like when native cultures are referred to as separate from civilization, because they're not. They are civilized people who have civilization and culture even before the white man showed up. And so I didn't want them referred to as something separate from civilization. But by the end of it, who were the people of the snow it was referring to? At one point, it seemed that the Inuit were referred to as the people of the snow, but by the end of it, it was just referring to the people of the snow. Perhaps it's just any one of us who has to face it in whatever form we do, whether it's using snowshoes to go above it or taking shovel and carving out a path. The snow is your relentless enemy. And there was a lot of elaboration on what I imagined, because I simply imagined the snow never ending, being infinite, and just basically steeling myself to keep shoveling and shoveling forever. And then it stops. But ChatGPT went on this whole rant about imagining us going back to basically the Ice Age because snow fucked us over so bad. And it's like, no, that's actually what I envisioned stopping. So, yes, I do imagine the worst case scenario of everything. Like, what if it didn't stop? What if it just kept coming? The way we wage war against snow would either have to adapt or we would just be tunneling through the deep heaps of snow. Maybe that would be the way we adapted. Would it really be a step forward as long as you survive? As long as you survive, you can't say it's a failure, but in that it was described the failure of not waking up again. That is how the winter wins. You let yourself get too damn cold. Don't let yourself get cold. Don't let yourself get tired. Build up your endurance. Make sure you got a good coat or work hot enough that you don't need to wear as heavy of a coat. That's just it. When you're putting out a lot of heat, it changes what you need to wear, and consider that. I know people, the thing that would cool me off when I was shoveling for years at the mall was people would stop and ask why I'm so cold or what am I doing with my coat off. But I was shoveling at a rate that made it so I didn't need to wear a coat anymore because I was keeping myself warm. But when you stop to ask me how I'm doing or what's going or why aren't you wearing a coat, that's when I need a coat, oddly enough. And the paradox of wondering how you're doing and pissing somebody off, interfering with their work, wondering if everything's all right, that's just a human thing. That's just funny. It's not anything to be too frustrated about. But anyways, my name is Joseph Arthur Roszell. You might know me as Captain Canada. I want to wish you all luck in the world. I love you, and I want you to know that suicide is never the answer. Peace out for now.